Welcome guys to this episode. Now we're talking about arrays for this time. So in the previous episodes, uh, we have discussed about how to output, how to use variables, how to use the operators, how to use the conditional statement, the looping statements, and now we are now arrived at our current episode, which is arrays. So an array is a special variable which can store multiple values in one single variable name that can be accessed by a key or index. Key and index. Now the symbol for that is the square brackets. Right. So on the second episode, we have a demonstration here that you can only put a single value for a variable. So if you want to have multiple values stored in a single variable, then you are going to use arrays. With the catch of that, you're going to add a single bracket or a bracket pair, square bracket pair, to have it functioning. So the array contains two items. You have the value and the key. So before you can access that array, you need to have the key first before the value is accessed. Alright, so we have two array types here. We have the index array and the associative array. Now the index, which is on numeric, is accessed with the index position where the index where the element resides. Alright, so on this area, we're going to have a demonstration on that on other page, or we can create another script for that. And then for the associative array, is the value is accessed the keyword to retrieve the element. So instead of numbers, you can have any array name you want, then like the index array does. So before we continue to the index array, so arrays can be single dimension or multi-dimension. What do you mean by dimensions? Now in dimensions, these are the number of square brackets or the number of arrays that you want. So for example, like that, then that is a single array. Then that one is multi-dimensional array, right? Just like that. Two or more square brackets are what we call multi-dimensional array. So without further explanation, let's focus on the index array. So I'm going to create a new file here. So we have index array .php. Now I'm going to paste it here. Right, so an index array success with the index position with the element resides. So when we have the syntax, what is the syntax for that? So the syntax for that is variable name, and square brackets index, or the index number. So generally, if you don't want to specify a number or an index number, PHP will automatically assign. So if you don't write an index number, PHP will automatically assign an index number to it. Generally, index array starts at 0, not 1. So it should be like that. Right, so let's do the example. So we have now here we have all the different kinds of meat. So we have variable meat. Now if you are going to use arrays, you have to hit that square bracket and then hit the number. So go any number, just 0 or start sample beef. Now in index array, you can start any number you want. You can write an infinite, or you can start at any number. You can have a different index array numbers as long as they have the same variable name, or depending on your idea or your concept. So we have here also variable meat is equal to 1. We have this chicken, then another one meat, just a fish. Now how do you output? Now since they are in a single variable, how about we try echoing that meat? Alright, the variable meat. Now if you're going to open this one, you will have an array to string conversion. Now what do we mean by this is that PHP does not identify which of these 3 choices that you are going to output, right? Because an array is a multiple value, a string is a single value, right? So you have beef, chicken, and fish in the meat variable. So how can you access beef or chicken or fish? Just add that square bracket, and then if for example you want chicken, then you have that one here is that chicken. So if we're going to write that in sentence form, I'm gonna add br that fried. Now in this case we're going to have that one meat 1 space is we have the space already, is very delicious. Refresh that one, then we have that fried chicken is delicious. I'm going to add a paragraph tag there. That is how you output and a single value array. Sorry for that, hit Control S. Now there is another alternative syntax for that. Now we have this variable name like that, and then array. Now this is variable name, and then equals array like that. Example of value array value 1, array value 2, and so on and so forth. Now we're going to have that example again. It's going to be like this. For example, department, we have an array of English, math, not that one, sales, accounting, HR, like that. So if you want to echo or to display that department, you will have that still error. But if you want to single out each, or if you want to, now how do you access the items here. How if I want to display accounting, how should I do that? Right, so you can write that is you can always start at 0. So by definition, index array starts at 0, so sales will be assigned as 0. That one. Accounting goes 1, and then HR is 2. So if I'm going to output 2, select index number 2, then you have HR. But what happens if you go out of bounds? You have that undefined offset. Now, undefined offset, that means you are calling the index, you're calling the key number 3, which is not yet existing in the variable portion. Alright, so this is for the index array. Then the question is, how do you displaying all items in that in the collection of values? Now there are many ways. You can use print r. Let's have it echo p br. Then we can have print. Now to have it, now generally let me try this one, department. Now if you want to see this one is 0 sales accounting. Now if you don't like this type of format, you can always use the pre-formatted tags in HTML. Then like that. So you can have a proper format, not one. Then you can also use the var dump. I'm going to have the comment here, so you have reference variable dump. You have that department. You can just remove this here. So I have. Now the main difference of these two is that the printr just simply displays all information about the variable that you are going to show, and the var dump displays all information, how many characters in that key, how many values in that. So department is identified as an array which has 3 values. No, then it has 3 values, so all of them are assigned in a single or a number, an index numbered array. So in index number 0, it has 5 characters, 5 character string, that is sales. Then you have 10 characters also for accounting. If you count that right, then you have that accounting. Then number 2 is HR, so there are 2 characters in it. So this is how you display an output or display all items. But here comes the last part of this index array, displaying all array values using for each. Right, so when you are going to use a for each, there are 2 types of for each. I'm gonna have this here. Using for each loop to display all values from an array. Now there are 2 types of for each. The first one is only for each using for each array as value for each array as value with key. Right, so we are going to test 2 the two types of for each in this index array an example. So we're going to have a for each example also in the associative array. So I'm going to throw a lot of spaces here so that you will see each thing. So we're going to use the first example. Example of for each array as value. Now we're going to use a department here, guys. So we have already a department above. Now we're going to use a for each. Now for each is here the sample syntax. I forgot the syntax on that. So syntax of 1. It's number 1. So we have for each array as value. Then you're going to use some sort of things there, and then you have syntax of 2. You have for each like that array variable and they just have that variable thing. Now these are the things. These are the two different types of for each, but they work the same. If they find a false value there, then it will just stop, just like what you have discussed in episode number 5. So let's continue. Now the variable name is department. Department as what? Let's have this name as depth. Now we're going to process each of these items. So we have, let's have this not be department or current registered departments in the company. We're going to have that one directly depth. You cannot use department because the variable department there is the name of the array, is the variable of an array. You use depth to substitute that on the variable depth there contains all values inside of the variable department. So that's gonna have a BR here, and then we are going to see this one on this area here. Now all values are there already. So as you have seen, it is looped 3 times because on the var dump we saw, or it detects 3 values. That is the reason why we see 3 of them. Alright, and then we are going to test the other one. For each variable, now this is going to be department, then the key, and then now the key here is the index or the key. For instance, that is 0, 1, and 2. So we're going to change that into ID, and then we have the dip here. Now we're going to copy this one, then paste it here, or we can just use the ULLI element, department or company. We're going to have that ID here, then dash there. If we refresh this one, you will also see that an index value here is displayed also. Now the 0 belongs to sales, 1 belongs to accounting, 2 belongs to HR. So what if I'm going to add a new array value? Alright, so the company grows up, you need to add another department for that. So I'm going to write it like this: department that's blank. You don't assign number. And then let's have this what we call shapes, technical support, like that. Then we refresh this one, you will see it there. It adds on this last position of the array. Alright, so what we are discussing here is only pure basic. You can only can see, you can manipulate arrays in various functions. Then I'm not going to discuss the full page of arrays. I'm just going to discuss the basics for this. We will be focusing on the single dimension. We will not go beyond the multi-dimension. No, it's unexplanatory. No, we're just covering the basics here, how to start with the PHP thing. So that is for the index array. So now if I'm going to add here additional here, it's the same as what we did from the department. So we can have that blank thing, you can have that port for that instance. Now here we are unsure what will be the number for that. So since PHP assigns an index array, now PHP waits the variable main. Oops, there's a 0 already, there's a 1 already, there's a 2 already. Then this blank here will be 3. Now if we're going to put 3 on that and refresh, this is automatically pork. Alright, so here also if we're going to put that 4 over here, and then it will up undefined offset number 4. Alright, what could happen here? Oh, because yeah, number 4 is offset, you don't have that fourth array here. You could have just write it number 3. Refresh that one, you can have the technical support. So this is for the index array. Let's jump directly to the associative array. Let's grab the definition of that. Now, if you hear some noises in the background, my apologies for that. There. Now, this is an associative array. So, for the explanation about that is, you can assign values to the just scanning my notes. Alright, going back. I usually have right, so I'm going to remove this thing. Now associative array is particularly convenient when it makes more sense to map an array words rather than integers. Now this is preferred if you want to have an array that is named rather than numbered. Alright, so the syntax for that is like this one. So it is pretty much the same on how you did on the arrays. Let's have that one, then that one. So instead of the index number, you have the name. So you have seen, you have that quoted strings over there. And then the other type is, you have that array. Now you have this, we have the name, and then value. Right. So name 1, value 1, comma, like that. We have also name 2. You have, sorry for that emoji, I didn't notice that, value 2, and etc. Alright, so I forgot how to have this second type version of an array. Right, so why not test it out? So example, we have, let's take for example of not products. I'm going to Google the types of glasses. Alright. Okay, for drinking. Okay, let's have this red wine, white wine, fruit glass. Now, we have glass type. We can have, okay, glasses. Or glass, and then let's have, this is for drinking. No, we're not going to use that one. Instead, we're going to use an address. Now, address has multiple values, right? So, multiple types. Now, you can have, we have the zip code, right? So, I'm gonna have some rumbles. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have an address, street name, the amazing street. Right, then we have another address. Perfect glass. Fresh. Yeah. Street name, we can have, what's another type? Street name or country. The country. Country. Alright. So wait, that's another example. Now if you're going to echo that the address with an index value, what will happen? Boom. Undefined offset 0. The reason for that is that there is no 0 index there. No, you have that name. You have that associative array. So if you're going to echo the blank also, you have that cannot use square brackets for reading. You cannot use that one. Right. Now if you are seeing this error again, that is for multiple values. Now in line number 16, this is only preferred if you have only a single value, just like what we did on the previous episodes. Now if you're going to echo the country, if you're going to display the word country, you have also to include the country there. But to refresh, even spaces are strict, so we need to be very careful for that. Right there. Now let's do the for each. So example of for each. What is that in the index? For each array as a value. Now we're going to have that one, the for each address as what? Let's have the name location. Alright, so we are going to display that one, variable address echo location. Let's try that one. If you can see all that. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing seat country. Now what you have seen here is it is arranged. Like the values here are arranged. If you're going to use that for each there. Same for the second type. Address as key and value. So if you're going to echo the value there, or we can just customize. I'm not sure. Nope. This is the key, variable key, and then we're gonna have that value. Alright, we're gonna have that PR over there. Yeah, that's it, because this being looped through, just display all values in that. Now I'm going to grab the department here. Let's try to add, can you mix up associative and index array? Yes, you can mix them up, because by seeing just the syntax, these are already the same. Gonna have that here. Address that one. Alright, so let's do the example for the syntax one. Now let's gonna do it. Now, yeah, can you add arrays using this type on the same variable name? Let's try that one. Now we're gonna have same here. Just gonna have example of syntax 2. Address equals array, right? So we're gonna have what the type. Wait, let's say, since I'm living in the Philippines, let's have that the province, our region. Let's have that number 10. Then we're gonna have that province, that province. Now we are going to see if this one, the 1, 2, 3, 4 amazing country, and this one are combined. That's pretty different, right? So what happened here is that the 1, 2, 3, 4 amazing street and the country are being replaced by the new set of an array, unless you want to combine all these addresses. So let's have this thing as address 2. Then there's different, so these are 2 different arrays, right? So I'm gonna have this address number 2 here, that one. That is for the associative array, guys. So if I miss something, just hit the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna have the next episode. I forgot it in the notes. What is next episode? I think we need to discuss about web forms, if I can correctly remember. We are also going to discuss PHP sessions. We are also going to discuss the get and post super globals. Yeah, that is one of the most important thing, the post and the get, when you have that HTML forms and then let PHP do the processing. Alright guys, so if you don't have any more questions, that's good. Now if you have any, just hit that comments below and I'll be happy that you can have questions. You can have a little bit of Q&A there. I would respond. Right, so thank you very much guys for tuning in for this episode, and also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So this is Pagkalaagan. See you on the next episode.